Hello there, very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us here on M7, My Mind Matters. It's a Monday night, and no matter what happens on Mondays, I'll do everything I can to make sure I'm here on a Monday at 7 p.m. That's why we call it M7, My Mind Matters, and it really is all about matters of the mind, not just mine, but your mind as well. Clear thinking means that we can think clearly, but more importantly, we can enjoy life to the most. Now, tonight, the theme will be nurturing happiness. Now, of course, it's impossible to be happy 24 hours a day, all day, every day. But what we can do is nurture our ability to feed into that happiness, to find happiness more often. And if you are struggling, if you've got stress, if you've got anxiety, then perhaps that's the first step, is to move out of the stress, move out of the anxiety before moving into the happiness. Sometimes people try to do a large leap. So if they're angry, they're having a difficult time right now, and somebody tells them, just be happy, that's pretty irritating, right? It's pretty annoying because it's a big jump. The key to success is to move out of the anger and slowly move towards easier emotions, easier behaviors, and then eventually start to move towards happiness. And of course, happiness is a great state to be in. But please don't think that you can be in it at all times. But what I will share with you tonight are 3 techniques, 3 tools to help you find happiness, or at least move towards it. So for those of you that are new to M7 My Mind Matters, there are 3 major techniques that we focus on. The first one is breathing. It's really, really very, very simple. It's quite fast to access and easy to do, even if you're at work or around friends, or maybe in a pub, or you're in a bar, or you're driving the car and somebody annoys you. Then it's quite easy to use breathing techniques. And nobody even has to know that you're using them to be able to move towards happiness. And then we're going to go into mindfulness, which is kind of taking a deeper dive, lowering ourselves into the water. And then we're going to meditation, which is the deepest of the dives, the deepest dive that we'll do this evening. So you can use any one of these techniques, or any 2, or even all 3 at the same time. And I would say, if you are going to go for all 3, then do it in the order: the breathing, into the mindfulness, into the meditation. Now, we've had several emails over the past few weeks, and M7 My Mind Matters is relatively new. I think we're either on week 10 or week 11 of this now. So it's relatively new. If you would like to reach out, if you've got any questions, if you're struggling with something, if you'd like to have a chat, then you can do that by going to my website, which is engagewithsuccess.com. And there's always a contact button on there. You can get through to contact, and then you can reach out, and I'll happily get back to you. There's also a newsletter that comes out every Sunday at 10 a.m. You might find that useful. If you're struggling right now, you don't necessarily want to speak to somebody or share how you're feeling, then perhaps just some information each week might help you to feel better. So if you're not as happy as you would like to be, if you'd like to move towards happiness, then go for the newsletter. I call that small steps. And the reason for that is because the key to success is to slowly move towards your goal. Again, if you try to do it in one giant leap, it's very unlikely it's going to happen. And maybe you ever had that occasion where you're really angry and then somebody makes you laugh and it kind of all dissipates. And you're like, okay, I'm all right now. But then it's easy to get back to where you were. And it's a little bit like this with habits. If you try to change a habit, here, perfect example, diets. So you've been eating badly for many, many years, and now you're going on a diet because you want to lose some weight, you want to get healthier. And you may be able to do that and sustain it for several weeks, but then slowly get back into where you were, because it's a habit. And really the key to success here is habit change. That's really what I'd love to help you to achieve: habit change. Because if you can make deep breathing, conscious breathing a habit, then it's just going to be something you do naturally. If you can make the mindfulness tasks a tool that you can go to easily and effortlessly, then that can be a great habit to have in your tool belt. And then finally, you've got meditation. And many people do meditate every day. To make it a habit, the best way to do that is to pick a time that you can do it every day. So for example, some people may get up earlier than the rest of the family so they can be alone and they can sit down, they can do 10 minutes, 15 minutes of meditation. Please don't think that you have to do half an hour or an hour. That's very, very unlikely that you can achieve that unless you've got a job where you maybe are part-time, or you only work a couple of hours a day, or maybe you're up the mountain in a Buddhist temple and you get the opportunity to meditate all day, it's very unlikely you're going to get the chance to do long periods of time. So if you can do a practice for just 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes every day, then that will become a good habit. Just like some people go out for a jog every day. Some people might walk their dog every day. Some people are going to get up and have their coffee first thing in the morning every day. Then that becomes a habit. And that's really what I'd love to happen for you with the breathing, with the mindfulness, or with the meditation. One more thing before we get going. I got to thank. I just shared it. I just had my 58th birthday, and my youngest got me this T-shirt with the logo on it. You can see it up here. So I want to thank little Troy Boy for my T-shirt, and Tally May got me one with "Engage with Success," which is the other design. You could also see that up here as well. That's the overarching website. Okay, let's take the opportunity to get started. If you are new, let me make this very, very clear to you. I cannot see you. So if you're thinking, I'm going to look at an idiot here, I can't see you, I can't hear you. So when we're breathing, I'm probably very likely to encourage you to take deep breaths. And I can't hear that. Nobody else can hear that. So ideally, you can be in a room on your own, close the door, whether it's the bedroom, the study, the office, the lounge, the conservatory, whatever you might have. Just get some space alone and take the opportunity to really, over the next 50 minutes or so, take the opportunity to really, really relax. And the overarching theme for tonight will be nurturing happiness. So let's get started. Take the opportunity right now to close your eyes, get nice and comfortable, and wiggle around in your seat if you need to. And once you're in that seat, take the opportunity to make sure that your bottom is comfy. Put your feet firmly on the floor. Put your hands on the top of your legs. And take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Hold on to it for a moment and let it out through the mouth. Again, I want you to bear in mind I can't see you, so please don't feel silly with your eyes closed. And I certainly can't hear you. That's why we use these platforms. That's why we go live, so that it's a one-way broadcast. And by the way, if you do miss out on the live broadcast, then it will be available on a podcast, and it's also available on YouTube as well. Okay, now I'm going to count you into the breathing. So I'm going to ask you to breathe in for 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, and let it out for 1, 2, 3. Don't forget to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's do it for 4. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we'll go for 5. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now continue breathing at your own pace. Stay comfortable in your seat. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your hands on the top of your legs. And just take a moment to put a smile on your face. Doesn't have to be a giant grin, but at least smile somewhat. And no matter how you actually feel, whether you're angry or maybe wound up, you've been at work, kids have wound you up, no matter what it is, just take a moment to feel good, because your emotions are your emotions. You do get to control them. This is your point of power. Understanding the fact that your emotions are your emotions. I know people trigger them, and that can trigger our anger, that can trigger our annoyance, that can trigger many different emotions. But the fact is they are yours. And with practice, you can keep yourself in the happy zone. So just for a moment, think about something that does make you happy. Perhaps it's a child or children, Perhaps it's a partner. Perhaps it's a pet. Pets can be very good to make us feel good. You stroke your cat. A dog comes bounding out to the door when you get home. It's just relentless fun with the dog. Or perhaps you've got a hobby. And when you sit down to do that hobby, time just flies. You can spend 2-3 hours doing it. You can't believe the time has gone so quickly. That means you are in the flow. That means you are really enjoying yourself. So just for a moment, think about what it is that makes you happy. What do you love to do? There's no right, there's no wrong. Is it walks? Is it going to the gym? Is it running? Painting, drawing, DIY, gardening? There are so many things. Maybe it's a combination of some of those. Personally, I'm a big fan of gardening. I like a little bit of DIY. I love being creative on the internet. What is it for you? Now, as you focus on those things that you enjoy, try to imagine the emotions that you go through when you're doing that favorite hobby, or you're with that person, or you're with that pet. Try to feel it in your chest, in your heart. How does that joy feel in your body? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel stress-free? Can you feel that smile on your face? Maybe it's not smiling. Maybe you're really, really focused, but you love it. And just for a moment, see if you can imagine when you last laughed really, really hard. Laughed out loud, laughed silly. It felt so good. This is another great practice. It's very easy to get caught up reading newspapers, watching the news, seeing all the negative stuff that goes on around the world. And there's plenty of it. I'm not denying that. There's plenty of it. But maybe utilize your free time. Utilize your time watching television, watching some comedy. There's plenty of it now. There's channels dedicated to comedy. It's easy to get a funny movie up. It's easy to go on YouTube and so many other apps and just watch hour after hour after hour of silly videos. Apparently the most popular ones are pets and people falling over. Well, I'm not saying spend hours and hours doing that, but can you imagine if you were in a negative place, if you were feeling disgruntled, feeling a little angry, feeling wound up, and you could just watch 10 minutes of videos and laugh. And you might want to keep a timer, because otherwise you may end up spending 30 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour, and it can become quite addictive. So just time it and know that you're doing it purposefully. You're doing it to get back in a better place. And then once you're back to where you would like to be, get on with the rest of your day. Or maybe it's a date night. Maybe you're going on a date and watching a comedy, a fun film could be a great way to go. It doesn't have to be funny. Feeling good can happen with a very emotional movie, something cathartic, something that really makes you ponder on life. It can really lift your spirits and understand that the world is amazing, and perhaps you're not doing enough of what you love to do. You're not making the most of your life. So even an emotional movie can make you feel very, very good. Okay, so this is our breathing. This is just breath work. That's the terminology used for this. So we're going to bring ourselves to a conclusion on this work. And we're going to do that again with the counting of the breathing. So take a nice deep breath in through the nose for 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, and let it out for 1, 2, 3. Gently smile as we go into breathing for 4 beats now. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it out through the mouth for 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's do the final one now for 5. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just sit there for a moment with your eyes closed and feel relaxed. Feel calm. Feel blessed. And just radiate happiness for a moment. Just imagine how good that feels. Okay, let's take a moment right now to open your eyes when you're ready. There's no rush whatsoever. And feel good. Okay, so that's just breath work. And again, the great thing about breath work is you could do it in the car, you could do it in the bathroom, you could do it at your desk. You don't have to close your eyes to do this. You're just feeling the breathing coming into the body, holding onto it, and let that breath come back out. There are lots of other reasons to do this. I'm not going to go into them today, but I have done another podcast. So if you look through some of the previous episodes, then you've got the opportunity to find out about reduction of toxins, about the way that it can bring joy and happiness into your body, just help you settle in to the present moment. I want to move on to mindfulness now. Now, mindfulness is a step towards meditation. And again, we'll start with the breath work. We'll close our eyes. We'll just do some breathing. But then I'll take you on a mindful meditation, a little journey that will give the opportunity to use your imagination and give you the opportunity just to feel really, really good about yourself. And don't forget that tonight's focus is nurturing happiness. I'm not saying that you're going to walk away from this tonight going, everything's great, I'm loving life. But if it can make you feel 1 or 2 steps closer towards happiness, then we've achieved our goal. This is all about moving towards happiness. Now, if you're already happy, if you're not stressed, if you're not anxious, if you're not wound up, then maybe you will leave this feeling really, really happy tonight. Certainly feeling calm, certainly feeling joyful, certainly feeling relaxed. And I'll just make this clear. During mindfulness, many people have heard the term and they believe that they're going to stop themselves thinking. That will never happen. We don't stop ourselves thinking. We could calm the thinking down. We can reduce that thinking. We start to focus our thinking where we want it to be rather than allowing our minds to run away with us. So we often talk about being called into a meeting with the boss. You don't know what it's about, but you've been thinking about it. And overnight, you've been getting into a big panic because you're thinking they're going to let me go. They're going to tell me I've done this wrong. I've done that right. And your mind is going crazy. And they call you into the meeting and actually find out not only is everything great, but they want to give you a pay rise or offer you a promotion. So our mind can often be very, very negative. Now, our minds tend to go back to what they already know. They tend to think about past experiences. And I think if you did a little bit of research, jump on that's me using a keyboard, by the way, not piano, but the keyboard for a computer. Maybe you use your phone or your iPad. But if you do some research on the mind, you'll find that 90% of our thoughts are from the past. 90%. What's the problem with that? Well, if we're chained to the past, then it makes it very difficult to change. So if in the past you have been an angry person, if you have been what you might consider to be unfortunate, if you've not been able to live the life of your dreams and you're holding on to the past, it's going to be very difficult for you to move forward. So it's very, very important that you start to move in to the future. And that's really a big part of what we do here. The breath work allows us to calm our mind. The mindfulness allows us to focus our attention. That's really what all of these tools are designed to do. Okay, let's move into mindfulness. If you'd like to just close your eyes, take the opportunity right now to take those breaths in through the nose for 1, 2, 3. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, and let it out for 1, 2, 3. Let's go for 4. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, whilst you've got your eyes closed, I want you to imagine a ball of fire a few inches in front of your eyes. Think of it as a miniature sunshine. And that miniature sunshine is so hot you can feel the heat on your eyes, just as if you're on holiday, laying down on one of those sunbeds by the pool, and you can feel that hot sunshine coming down on your face. Perhaps over this bank holiday weekend here in the UK, you felt that gorgeous weather. I've been fortunate to be out with family this weekend, and the weather was magnificent, especially Sunday. Sunday was particularly good. Just imagine that sunshine now on your eyes. And many people would sunbathe because it is so relaxing. Laying by the pool on holiday, getting the suntan feels so good. Soak up that sunshine right now. Now imagine that light, and it can be a white light, a golden light. You decide, it really doesn't matter. Imagine that light right now encompassing your eyes, just making its way around the eyes, almost like it's massaging your eyes. It's very relaxing. It's very calming. It feels good. It feels great. Now feel that energy coming up through the bridge of the nose up onto the forehead. And again, imagine it massaging. And in fact, if you can't imagine it, take a moment to bring your hands to your forehead and just massage your forehead. Put your thumbs on the temples and then use 2, 3, 4 fingers to massage your forehead. Very calming, very relaxing. Now drop your hands back down to your legs and imagine that energy, that ball of light now making its way up onto the top of your head. And again, you can imagine somebody massaging your scalp. That light, that energy, so loving and relaxing, helping you release any stress or tension or anxiety that you may have. Coming across the top of the head now, coming down the back of the head towards the neck. Now, the back of the neck is a place where many, many people hold on to stress. If that's true for you, imagine that energy massaging the back of your neck. And as it does that, and if you have to, imagine a masseuse standing behind you. Imagine somebody being there, massaging your neck. If you need to, shrug your shoulders around and imagine that negative energy, that anxiety, that stress being released. Just see it with your eyes closed, see it dissipating into the ether. Just relieving itself. It's going away and you feel more and more relaxed all the time. Now take that energy down into the shoulders. Again, shrug those shoulders if you need to. Lift them, drop them, lift them, drop them, lift them, drop them. And just feel relaxed. Now focus your energy into your right shoulder. And imagine that white light, that energy massaging the shoulder, making its way down to the biceps and triceps now. And you could see it in your mind's eye making its way around the arm, down towards the elbow. If you have any aches or pains in that elbow, imagine that being released right now from the elbow into the forearm, making its way down to the wrist. And now imagine in your mind's eye that light going around and around and around your wrist, releasing any energy, any stress. Maybe you even have a condition, rheumatism, arthritis, anything of that nature, all being released out into the atmosphere. And take that energy now into the right hand, into the palm of the hand, and imagine a beam of light coming out through the thumb, index finger, middle finger, third and fourth fingers. 5 beams of light coming out through that right hand. Now focus your attention on the left shoulder and do exactly the same thing. Just for a moment, imagine that shoulder being massaged. If you have got any stress in there, any aches or pains, imagine them being released into the atmosphere. Bring the energy now down through the left arm, over the biceps and triceps, into the elbow. From the elbow now, down through the forearm, to the wrist. That's restful, that's relaxing. And now into the palm of the hand, and imagine that energy coming out like a beam of light through the thumb, your left index finger, middle finger, third and fourth fingers. Now both hands have 5 beams of light coming out through them. And your shoulders and your arms, your hands feel energized. Now bring that energy back to the back of the neck. Feel the energy coming around now towards the front of your chest. And bring that energy down over the chest area, down towards the abdomen. And as the energy makes its way down, imagine it going in through the skin and being able to soothe and heal the organs, the lungs, the liver, the kidneys. Just for a moment, as you're breathing, feel that glorious light filling up your lungs. You can feel the heat from that energy. And then as it comes out, perhaps you can feel cool air coming out through the mouth. Let's continue our journey now, taking that light down over the abdomen, over the belly, down towards the groin. And once you reach there, bring your energy again, your focus to the back of the neck. And from the back of the neck, we're going to make our way down vertebra by vertebra through the spine. Bone by bone, vertebra by vertebra, like climbing down a ladder, gently, relaxing. And imagine with your mind's eye, imagine that light going around each and every vertebra. And if your back does have aches and pains, imagine that being released. And maybe even feel your posture improving. Just sit up straight whilst you allow it to make its way down your back. You're about halfway now. Making its way down vertebra by vertebra. Coming down towards the base of the spine. Towards the very end, to the tip of the spine, the tail of the spine, if you will. And now have that energy start to rotate, go all the way around your hips. Around and around the hips. So now your entire upper body is submerged in this gorgeous, white, healing, loving light. Now we're going to take that energy to the right leg. Let's start in the right buttock. Bringing it forward now to the giant muscles at the top of your leg, right leg only. Making their way gently around the leg. Soothing, easing, massaging, making their way down towards the knee, into the knee. Now, lots of people have trouble with their knees. If that's true for you, Imagine the energy now massaging the knee, the cartilage, the bones, and from the knee into the lower part of the leg now, over the shins and the calves, making the way down to the ankle. This is bliss, absolute bliss. Bringing the energy now down into the ankle, from the ankle into the ball of the foot, into the flat of the foot. Bring it forward now towards the toes, and imagine a beam of light coming out through the big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, and finally a little pinky, that fifth toe. 5 beams of light coming out of the right foot. Let's go to the left buttock. And imagine that light right now making its way into the top part of your leg, over those giant muscles. Soothing, relaxing, rejuvenating, making their way down now into the knee. And again, if you suffer with the knees, imagine the cartilage being healed and relaxed. The bones feeling better. And from the knee now into the lower part of the leg, the shins and the calves. Imagine that light swirling around the leg as it makes its way down towards the ankle, into the ankle now. And from that ankle into the ball of your foot, the flat of the foot, over the arch of the foot, and imagine the light coming out now through the big toe in your left foot, the second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and finally the little pinky, that fifth toe. 5 beams of light coming out of your right foot. So now your entire body is submerged in this gorgeous white light, loving, relaxing, rejuvenating, almost like being in a hot bath or standing underneath a hot shower. And it feels amazing. Now our focus tonight is joy. So if you do enjoy being in a hot bath, if you do enjoy being in a hot shower, if you do enjoy sitting in the sunshine, just imagine that is the case right here, right now. Feel that sunshine all over your body. Feel that hot water all over your body. Put a little smile on your face. Again, it doesn't have to be a Cheshire cat grin. Just break a smile. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's take ourselves back with our mind, thinking about that person, that pet, that hobby that we talked about earlier when we did the breathing exercise. Think about that person right here, right now. And if it is a person or a pet, imagine right now being able to hold them or hug them. How good does it feel to hug them? And they can feel your love. In fact, you're radiating so much love right here, right now. Imagine it pouring out of your heart, and they can feel that connection. It could be a person, it could be a child that you love, one of your children. It could be your partner. If you're not married, if you haven't got kids, then perhaps it's mum or dad, somebody you love, somebody you care about. Just feel the connection. And if it's not a person, the pet. Maybe you're holding your cat on your lap. Maybe you're holding your dog. Maybe you're holding on to your little guinea pig or mouse. I don't know what pets you may have. But you're releasing all of that love now, coming out of the heart, and they can feel it completely and utterly at ease. And just for a moment, make that smile on your face even bigger. Giant smile on your face right now. feeling the heat on your body and the love coming out of your heart. Just for a moment, imagine that love coming out of your heart as being just like that white light, that golden light, but now you're sending it out into the room, filling the room with this gorgeous white light or golden light, whatever it may be for you. And the whole room is radiating in this light. You feel magnificent. You feel connected. You feel great. You feel happy. And it doesn't matter what's going on in the real world. Out there, with your eyes closed, with your focus and attention on joy, you can feel it. Feel it now. Okay, take the moment right now to focus again, bringing the light back in through your mind's eye, back to your heart. And now we're going to work our way out of this healing bath that we're sitting in. Bring your energy back to your left foot and imagine the light coming back into your toes, drawing it in through the toes, into the foot, across the flat of the foot, into the ball of the foot, up into the ankle, bringing that light up now towards the knee. From the knee over the big muscles of the top of the leg, bringing that light into your left buttock. Now let's go down to the right foot, bringing that light back into the toes, across the bottom of the foot, the arch of the foot, the ball of the foot, up into the ankle, drawing that energy now up through the leg, into the knee. From the knee across the big muscles and the top of your leg, into the buttock, and draw that energy up now to your hips, then your waist, and just imagine it going around and around your waist for a moment, relaxing you, calming you, loving you. Life is good. Life is good. Taking that energy right here, right now, up through the spine. Imagine now we're going back up slowly, slowly, almost like that energy is climbing up a ladder from the tail of your spine, vertebra by vertebra, climbing its way up. Still massaging, still energizing, still releasing any nervous energy you may have. Up past the halfway mark now, coming up to the shoulder blades, up through that spine, up towards the top of the neck. And now it's at the neck. Just imagine it settling down at the back of your neck. And bring your energy to the front now, just below your belly, bringing the energy up now over the belly, the abdomen. Imagine that light reversing its journey, retreating now up over the chest, towards the throat, around the neck, and now bring all of that energy to the back of your neck. Just imagine it sitting there at the back of your neck. Now we're going to bring it back through the hands. Let's start with the left hand. Bringing that energy now up through the hand, bringing the light back in through the fingers and the thumb, into the palm of the hand, into the wrist, up through the forearm, into the elbow, over the biceps and triceps, up into the shoulder, back to the neck. Now down to the right hand, bringing the light back in through the fingers and thumb, into the palm of the hand, the wrist, and the right arm, up through the forearm now, into the elbow, over the biceps and triceps, bringing it now up towards the shoulder, bringing that attention and focus now to the back of the neck. Now bring it up gently through the back of the neck, to the back of the head, up to the top of the head. Over the top of the head to the forehead now. Bringing it down over the bridge of the nose and back to the original place where the light is on your eyes. 2 pools of light now just sat there over your eyes. And imagine that energy now to return to that miniature sunshine, that ball of energy, 4, 5, 6 inches in front of you. And with your eyes closed, just focus on it. Imagine it rotating like a miniature sunshine, about the size of a golf ball. Rotating. You can feel the heat. It feels good. And just give it a last smile now, because tonight our focus is happiness. A smile, in fact, let's make it a big smile. Come on, go bigger. Go even bigger. Nurture that smile. Feel that joy in your body. And now release the ball, that little sunshine, and imagine it disappearing off into the distance. Boom, off it goes. And then as and when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. And open your eyes when you're ready. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. So that's mindfulness. That's a mindful meditation. We're going to go now. We've still got time to do our third and final tool, which is meditation itself. So I call this the deeper dive because, again, the breathing is an important part of that. And the breathing helps your body to know that you're in a good place. Yeah, I'm sure if you've ever been in a panic, you can feel your heart racing, the blood running around your body, your breathing is up and you're ready for action, you're ready to run, you're ready to get away from danger. So what we're teaching the body is to be calm and relaxed. And if you are finding yourself going into a stressful time, if you do feel yourself panicking, and clearly if this is something because there's a reason to run, then run. But if it's just because your mind's running away with an event, giving you the indication that this could be bad or this could be that could, how am I going to pay the bills? And that's what we do. That's how the brain works. And just calm yourself down and know that right here, right now, everything is okay. And that's what this is about. Think of it as mind mastery. Think of it as emotional management. And learn to catch yourself thinking. So when you know that your mind is starting to run away and feed you bad information, and it's not even true, there's a great anagram for fear: false expectations appearing real. I dare say most people have heard of that. False expectations appearing real. And that could be, let's think of it, if you're afraid of heights and you were about to do a bungee jump, and that might scare some people, then the bungee jump should be safe, but your brain starts to go crazy because you're fearful now of the drop. Let's go something simpler. It could be a bug or a spider. And sorry if you've got a fear of spiders, I know that may be true for you, but you could see a little one in the bathroom or the lounge or the bedroom and screaming and shouting. And this is a false expectation appearing real. And so this is what we often do. And that's not that you're unusual. This is not that you're strange. This is the way we operate. But what we can do is learn to operate at a much more effective way. We can learn to master our mind. We can learn to control our emotions. Okay, I want to make sure we get a good meditation in today. So again, we're going to take the opportunity right now to close our eyes. If you're getting a little uncomfortable, just give yourself a little wriggle right now. Take the opportunity to move around. And if your bottom is getting a little bit stiff, maybe take a moment to move around in your chair. I want you to be really, really comfortable for this. With your eyes closed, just breathe at your own pace. And if you can, remember, in through the nose and out through the mouth. I'm going to give you a chance just for a moment to enjoy the music, enjoy the sound, and see where that takes your mind. Where does that take you? Now for the meditation, again, we would normally start with breathing, but we've been doing that, so I'm going to continue. Then we would do the body scan, which is we did with our mindfulness. So we're already in a good place. We've been breathing. We've already had our bath in that warm, warm light. Let's take a moment right now to go on a very different journey and find deep happiness. So with your eyes closed, I want you to focus now on the energy in the room that you're in. With your eyes closed, imagine the room that you're in. What can you remember? Are you in a bedroom? Are you at a desk? Are you in the lounge? Are you in a conservatory? Whilst you're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, just feel the love that's in the room you're in right now. Find the love that's in the room that you're in right now. Now, more importantly, we don't need any love in the room because we can generate it. So I want you to go back to that place where we were thinking about the heart. Put all of your attention right now on your heart area and imagine sending out that bright white light or golden light, whichever you prefer, and filling the room that you're in with your love. Send it out all across the room, in front of you, to your left, to your right, filling up the room, that light now behind you as well, above you, all the way down to the floor, all the way up to the ceiling, and feel that room filling up with your love. Smile a little bit, little smile on your face as you fill that room with light. You are creating your own sunshine. You are creating your own energy of love. Now, I want you to take that energy beyond the room you're in, and I want you to envelop, encapsulate, imagine almost sending out your love around your entire flat or house, wherever you are at this time. And if there are other people in there, maybe the kids are at home, maybe other family members are at home, maybe roommates, flatmates, just imagine them receiving your love right now. Push that energy out beyond the room you're in, around the entire building. Think of the additional rooms in that home. Bedrooms, lounge, conservatories, dining rooms, studies. And if you're in a block of flats, imagine now the energy going out and encapsulating, embracing that whole building. This is your love, your energy being pushed out even further. Let's take it now beyond your building. Let's go for the entire neighborhood. Imagine that light coming from you out through your chest area, filling up the room, filling up the home, filling up the neighborhood now. A glorious light. Stretch it, push it. If there's people in your neighborhood you can think of, imagine them feeling your love now, embracing your love, and your joy just keeps going further and further and further. Now push it beyond your neighborhood. Let's go for your entire village or town or city. Push it out and embrace that whole community. Again, if you know people that live here, think of them. Send them your love. And now pushing it out beyond your village, your town, or city. Go for the entire county, or if you're in a country like America where they call it a state, your entire state. Pushing it out further and further and further, embracing that whole community now, sending them love, sending them peace, sending them joy, sending them happiness. Now beyond the state or county, go for the entire country. Just imagine in your mind's eye, feeling your energy grow and grow and grow and go further and further and further. Your entire country now being embraced by your love, your positive energy. And now beyond your country to your entire continent. Can you imagine that being across the Americas or across Europe, across Australasia, wherever you may be? Pushing it out further and further and further until we get to our final goal this evening, which is to embrace the entire planet. Imagine your love right now, your joy, your energy, that golden glow, that white light being pushed all the way around the entire planet. It's almost as if you have your arms around the entire planet. And just for a moment, think about what you love about this planet. Is it the countryside? Is it traveling? Is it the diversity? Is it the fact that we speak so many different languages? Is it the fact that we believe in so many different things? Our cultures are so different. But ultimately, we are all one. We're all human beings. We all laugh. We all cry. We love our kids. We try to make some money. We try to live our lives as happily as we possibly can. We're all very much the same. And can you imagine right here, right now, anyone else that's on the call feeling your love around the planet? Maybe you've got friends or family in distant lands. Think of them for a moment. Off in a totally different continent. Maybe you're in England and they're in Australia. You're in Australia and they're in America. You're in America and they're in India or Mexico, Ukraine. Well, there are so many countries. I can't possibly list or label them all. But you know your story. Imagine your friends, your family abroad. Think of them for a moment and send them love, send them joy, wish them happiness. And just hold on to that for one moment. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let's count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we've got to come home. So gently release the planet. And start to bring your focus as your arms come back, your energy comes back. Release the planet and imagine now returning your energy to your continent. Drawing it back now to your country. Drawing it back now to your county or state. Drawing it back now to your city or town or village. Drawing it back now to your neighborhood. Drawing it back now to your building or your home, your house, your apartment. And now finally bringing that energy back to just your room. Just for a moment, imagine that room being filled with all this beautiful golden light, like a beautiful sunset in the distance. And you can feel that sunshine on your eyes, on your body. And just remember this, the sun is 93 million miles away. 93 million miles. And yet you can feel its energy. When it's a beautiful sunny day, you can feel it on your body. And imagine yourself having the ability to emanate your energy in exactly the same way. And bring that energy from the room back into your heart. With your eyes closed, just imagine your chest right now being filled with joy, filled with happiness, filled with love. Holding on to it for a moment. And almost feel your chest swelling up with joy and peace and happiness. Now release that energy and bring yourself back to the breath, just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And that brings us to the end of our meditation for this week. I hope you found that enjoyable. Again, this is all about nurturing happiness. Don't expect to do it immediately. Perhaps today, if you've been with me for the whole hour, you've had the opportunity now to really enjoy the breathing that got you closer, to enjoy the mindfulness that got you closer, and perhaps the meditation got you there. But if you're not happy right here, right now, perhaps you just feel better than you did when we first started. And that's what you want to work at, incrementally moving towards that state of joy, that state of happiness. And it is a practice. So do continue doing this. If you can join me every Monday at 7, that will be epic. I would love your company. Share this. Feel free to send it out. Tell people to go to engagewithsuccess.com. If they click on the resources button, then you'll see that we've got the blog there. We've got the newsletter there. And of course, you've got the ability to go to the podcast and see previous episodes. If you would like to reach out, you've got any questions, feel free to email me, info@engagewithsuccess.com. And this is your host, Paul Beck, saying thank you very much for your company. I do appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon.